Hey, Maggie, thank you so much for being a part of the Lead Generation Lab interview series. I'm so excited.
Me too. Thank you for having me. I'm honored.
Oh my gosh. I just love your story. So, can you share with those watching a little bit about you and your business?
Absolutely. So I now make beautiful earrings, which that are more than just an earring. They come with a message. But quick backtrack: I was coaching and I was depleted, and my mom was very unhealthy. And it just like anytime there was something on my schedule, coaching wise, I love doing what I do and inspiring people and empowering people. But I had anxiety every time I
Mm.
had something on my calendar. And so then she passed away during COVID. And I mean, through it, all I wanted to do, well, I needed to find my joy again because I know there's part of healing.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
also wanted to find my joy. And I asked myself the question, what did I do when I was little that brought me joy? And I used to sit in front of the TV and bead. And so I did. And it brought me back to life. And it's become a beautiful business.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, you transitioned from coaching to making earrings, which seems like on paper like a big jump. But can you talk a little bit? I know you just like briefly mentioned it, but can you talk a little bit more about maybe some fears you had around doing that or some obstacles that you had in that transition?
Yeah, so fears is like, how is it even possible to have an earring business, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Uh-huh.
I'm not a jeweler. I'm not this. Like, I put so much into coaching and, taken so many courses and programs to help me like create programs and all this stuff. And so there's all that mind chatter. But while at the same time, there was something that I had been asking the question of like, what am I really supposed to be doing? Because I just felt like I was bumping up against a wall. And it
Mm,
seems like a big jump, but all my experience and all my like, because I'm very intuitive.
you are.
So a lot of like my coaching was very intuitive, and it came like it just comes through. So it's all a part of this because they have like a message and everything. So it was this beautiful thing that as I began to weave the first pair together, their name dropped in. They were called Ride the Waves.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Right. And it was this whole, and which is brilliant,
Yeah.
right? In
Uh-huh.
terms of like experiencing grief, ride the waves. And so the message is to really like surf, and really be with where you're at without tumbling in it, but allowing yourself to really ride the waves. And so everything that I've actually worked towards is integrated into the earring business.
Mm, that is so powerful. Okay. So what's an accomplishment you're super proud of? What's something where you're like, nailed it?
Here's what I can't wait to tell. So I just did like, and we have a day and a half left, but so far this month, 86 pairs of earrings went out the door.
Oh my gosh. And guys, like your earrings aren't like $5.
No,
No.
some of them are studs because we just finished stud week,
Uh-huh.
and like, so like that helped with numbers. And yeah, no, I was an earring making machine, a joyful one.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at you. You're radiating.
Yeah, so it's like I had a hit this morning that said go and check your numbers. And so
Wow.
um 86 have gone out.
That's phenomenal. And I mean, the month's not over yet. I know it's the end of the month, but like it's not over yet. So that number could potentially
No,
increase.
yeah, absolutely. So that's my like that's one of my big ones. And then my like to really just lean into the earrings and to
Mm,
lean into like keep going with it and watching it really grow. And here's another piece too, which has really helped. I would say being a part of the Lead Generation Lab and your feedback to me in the hot seat. I'm
mm,
sure we'll get there eventually, but was it like I just lost the train left the station? But no, is really like being kind to myself in this and staying with it. I can be oh so hard on myself. Um, well people that there's like people actually get my message, and I
yeah.
used to in coaching fight against what my message was. And somehow as I stepped into earrings and where apparently I'm supposed to be because it's growing, right, that's how
Hmm.
I see it. It's so clear. Like
Yeah.
people get it. So that's a really big piece.
It's so clear and people get it. Like, that's amazing. You're not persuading people and convincing people and feeling like there's a ton of education that goes into it.
No, I feel like I can share this more, but I even got a text message yesterday from a local client that will just text me, can you make me these ones? And just every couple of weeks I get a text, can you make me these ones?
Oh,
And she just basically said to me, I'm looking for something for my sister. These are what she's challenging with. And so I'll get to work and integrate all the energies to support her into her earrings. So they get it. It's easy. Yeah.
it's easy. A business that's easy. I mean, doesn't that sound like a dream, guys? My goodness. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more specifically about Lead Generation Lab. How has it come alongside of you and helped to support you as you've done and made these big moves in your business?
So I am like the latest hot seat, and you just really called me out on my
Yeah,
stuff, which is huge.
we all need it every
The
now and then.
me too.
It's been a little uncomfortable,
Like,
but sometimes we need to be like, yeah, okay.
even just the way you delivered it was just so like it just was spot on. Like it
Mm,
hit home.
mhm.
But so there's you, obviously. There's the community, because I've even had a phone conversation with another person in Lead Gen that was just so lovely and expansive.
Oh, good. That makes
Another,
me so happy. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
yeah. And well, even just like the Trello boards, right? Because here's what a piece that really helps, as you know, and so now everybody watching gets to know, I'm very creative. If you're at my house while I'm creating, you see this trail of mess that follows me because I'm just doing this,
Yeah.
right? I'm creating. Behind my computer right now is beads, like all colors, because
Hmm.
I'm playing with colors, right? So part of Lead Generation Lab is actually putting simple systems into place,
Mm.
because I can make that piece complicated. It literally sometimes the system part of things makes my brain hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think a lot of people
Yeah,
experience that for sure.
yeah. And so Lead Generation Lab, yes, I put lead generation in place and I'm creating more leads. And it's the systems that you show us behind the scenes that make that so much more simpler than this creative brain can figure out.
Yeah. And it's so funny. So, a little backstory about the Trello boards, I never planned on doing them. And then in the first couple of months of Lead Generation Lab, people were like, hey, so can you make me a checklist? And I was like, sure, I can make you a checklist. Like, it seems like so simple, but you're not the first person to say like the Trello boards have really helped to like simplify and streamline things. So that's cool to hear that from you too, because sometimes when you have these programs, you're like, does this matter? Do people want this information? Is this like important to them? And so it's cool getting feedback like that. So thank you for that. That helps me a lot. Cool. Okay. So if they're like, oh my gosh, I'm looking at Lead Generation Lab. I'm not sure if it's like a good fit for me. It sounds cool, but they're in that, the indecisiveness that we all experience. What would be some advice you would tell
Well, I would just really look at, is what you're doing working right now,
them? Yeah.
right? Um, Everything from my experience, I am Little Miss Independent, and
Mhm.
everything from my experience moves much more efficiently when you've got support.
Yeah.
Um, and inside Lead Generation Lab, from my experience, is like a plethora of so much information that you can plug into, um, for the pieces that your business needs right now. I feel like you've done a really great job at, anyone can enter into Lead Generation Lab and find, like, get the resources they need, as well as your monthly call seems to be like just spot on what everybody needs. Like it's just like you really listen. So if for those people who are on the fence, it's like, okay, let's look at your, like, take a quick zoom out on your business, and I would say even ask yourself, if I choose to like come into Lead Generation Lab, what would that create for my business?
Mm.
Right? And just get a sense. I mean, I'm very energetic, but get a sense of like, oh yeah, I guess is what it's gonna be, right? And then if it's not, then like notice that. But it's really this ability to get out of your own way when you're looking at it and be like, yeah, I a business needs leads. It is like inevitable.
It's the lifeblood of your business. Leads, you don't have a business.
Right. And
Yeah.
so really, like, if your business needs leads and you connect with Allison, it's kind of a no-brainer in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super helpful. Thank you. Thank you. I like how simply you broke it down. I like how you shared your insight, and I think it's going to really help a lot of people who are similar to you or are having a similar dialogue be like, yep, good choice, or no, I'm going to hold off on it for now. So thank you for sharing that.
And I will say too, it's so lovely. Like, I don't use it very often, as you know, I could at this moment, but the Facebook group, you were there. I
Yeah.
post and you were there.
Yeah.
And that is huge, because when I have a simple little question that sometimes, yes, Google sometimes can answer it, but you've had the experience and you've done the work and you really speak to experience. And it's not just a Google answer, it's like a solid, I've done this.
Yeah. Yeah. The Facebook group, that's the way that our members can network with one another, which I think is vitally important. But it's also the way that we can really plug in and we can be like, hey guys, can you hold me accountable to this? Or can you help me work through this? And the great thing about it is that, yeah, I'll comment, but like everyone gets everybody else's feedback. So they get your feedback and your perspective, and different people have different perspectives. Like someone posted in there today about an app called like Moonshare or something. And then another person came along and was talking about Podia. And I was like, I have no idea what these things are. I don't use them, so I don't know them. But these are such like different answers for solving this one problem. And I learned a ton. And I was like, write these apps down. Let's figure out what these are. Maybe these would be better choices for me. So that's the thing that I really love about it too, is like, yeah, like I can comment on your stuff all you want, but like that's my perspective. When you have other people coming in, be like, hey, I've done this before. This is how I did it, or this is my perspective, or this is how I think about this. I think that's like the magic in a community like Lead Generation Lab. So I like the Facebook group as well. Like for me, it fills my cup as the person who's facilitating the program. Okay, so our ladies who are watching are going to be like, Maggie, you're an amazing individual. Where can we find you online? So can you share with them where we can find you online?
Yes. So, I mean, Facebook is Maggie Emerson. Instagram is at Maggie. It's just like yours, actually. Just recognize this. It's at Maggie _Emerson _. It's where they can find me, and or MaggieEmerson.com.
Wait 1 second, please.
If they want to have an earring, like peruse all the beauties.
Amazing. So we'll put your Facebook page, Instagram, Camden James, please stop, mom life, and your website in the description of this video. So ladies who are watching this, visit all of Maggie's places, give her massive amounts of love, check out what she has to offer, because it's just so good. Your products are amazing, Maggie. I am the proud owner of a pair of earrings already, and one is currently in transit to me, which I'm very excited about. So thank you for doing this today, Maggie. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate you taking the time, and thank you for being so flexible with me.